My name is Clara Reed. I was 26 years old. I lived alone in a small room in Oakage City. It was a quiet city with tall buildings and busy streets. People always rushed everywhere. 2 months before this story started, I lost my job. I worked as a receptionist in a small travel agency. That time was very hard for me. Every morning I woke up early. I made coffee. Then I sat at my old laptop. I sent many job applications. I wrote many emails. I hoped someone would answer, but nobody did. Days passed. Then weeks passed. Then months passed. My money slowly disappeared. I counted every coin to buy food. My rent was due soon. I didn't know how to pay it. I felt tired and scared. I felt very alone. One rainy evening, my best friend Lena came to visit me. She brought donuts. She smiled, but I saw worry in her eyes. "Clara, you look so pale," she said softly. "What's wrong?" I told her everything. I told her about my job. I told her about the rent. I told her how hopeless I felt. She listened quietly. Then she said something surprising. "Clara," she said, "some people can't have babies, so they pay women to carry a baby for them. This is called surrogacy. You could earn a lot of money." I looked at her. I was shocked. "People really do that?" I asked. "Yes," she said. "It's legal. You could help a family. You could earn enough money to start over." That night, I couldn't sleep. Her words stayed in my mind. $500,000. It sounded impossible, but that money could change everything. I could pay my debts. I could pay my rent. I could even open my dream coffee shop. The next morning, I searched online. I looked for surrogacy offers. One ad caught my eye. After a few seconds, a tall man opened the door. He had calm but serious eyes. "My name is Daniel Hart," he said. "You must be Clara." I nodded. He invited me inside. The house was quiet and bright. It smelled like roses. Daniel spoke slowly. "This is a business arrangement," he explained. "There will be no emotional connection. After the baby is born, you will leave. There will be no contact. You must live here for 9 months. No phone, no friends, no visitors. Everything must stay private." He placed a contract on the table. My heart beat fast. I didn't read every word. I just knew I needed the money. My hands shook. I signed my name. Just like that, my 9 months began. Living in Daniel's house was strange and quiet. A doctor came every morning. He checked my health. I ate healthy food. I rested a lot. I wasn't allowed to go out. Daniel worked long hours in his office. He didn't talk much, but when he did, his voice was gentle. One evening, I found him sitting alone in the living room. He looked lost in thought. When he saw me, he said quietly, "You can sit if you want." We sat in silence for a while. Then he began to speak. He told me his wife died 2 years ago in an accident. She was pregnant at that time. His voice shook when he said, "I just want to have a family again." My heart hurt for him. I finally understood the sadness in his eyes. After that night, things changed a little. Daniel and I started talking more. We talked about books and music. We talked about simple things like the weather. Sometimes he made me tea. Sometimes he even smiled. When he smiled, his whole face looked softer. One afternoon, we sat in the garden together. The sun was warm. The air smelled of flowers. Daniel looked at me and asked, "Have you thought of names for the baby?" My heart jumped. "Yes," I said shyly. "If it's a boy, I like Liam. It means Stramild. If it's a girl, maybe Ella. It means light." He smiled. He wrote the names in a small notebook. That little moment made my heart flutter. I knew I wasn't supposed to feel anything. It was part of the contract. But my heart didn't listen. One morning, there was a loud knock on the door. Daniel opened it. A beautiful woman stood outside. Her eyes were full of anger. "Daniel," she shouted, "who is this woman?" She pointed at me. "She's the surrogate," Daniel said calmly. I later learned she was his ex-fiancée. Her voice shook. "You really think this will fix your pain?" She said, "Is this how you move on?" Then she turned and left. After she left, I felt small and unwanted. I went to my room. I closed the door. Later that evening, Daniel came by. He said nothing comforting. "She doesn't matter," he said simply. I looked at him. I whispered, "Do I matter?" He didn't answer. He just turned and walked away. My heart quietly broke that night. A few days later, Daniel went out. I decided to clean his study. While I was dusting, I opened a drawer. I froze. Inside was an old photo of me. It was taken long before I met him. My heart pounded. How did he get it? When he came home, I showed him the picture. My hands shook. "Why do you have this?" I asked. "Why did you look into my past?" He looked down. He said softly, "I needed to know who you were. I needed to make sure you were honest and safe." His words hurt me deeply. "You treated me like a product, not a person," I said through tears. He stood there silently. He didn't stop me when I packed my things. I left that night. 2 weeks passed. I was staying with Lena again. My belly was growing. One morning I felt the baby kick for the first time. Tears filled my eyes. I wished Daniel could have felt it too. Later that day, someone knocked on the door. I opened it. Daniel was standing there. He held a small bouquet of lilies. His face looked tired but gentle. "Clara," he said softly, "I broke my own rules. I said there would be no love, but I fell in love with you." I stared at him. I was speechless. He continued, "I don't want this to be just an agreement anymore. I want you to stay, not only for the baby. I want a family with you." My heart filled with warmth. I stepped closer. I whispered, "Yes, Daniel, I'll stay." At that moment, everything changed. It was no longer about money or contracts. It was about love, forgiveness, and a new beginning. A new beginning for both of us, and for the tiny life growing inside me.